Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about phrases that will make a girl instantly fall for you. So what's interesting about this is that it's not necessarily what you say, right? It's not necessarily what the words are. It's more in the way that you say it, okay? And what I mean by that is you have to be authentic, okay? You have to be true to how you're actually feeling and what your thoughts are. Right? Because sometimes you get these men who hide behind masks, basically. And what I mean by that is that they want to be a friend first. They want to test the waters first before asking a woman out on a date, right? So what they do is they pretend to be the friend, right? And because they're pretending to be the friend, basically they're coming across as inauthentic. The woman may not know exactly what's going on. She may not have a clue that you're interested in her. But because you're being false in this friendship, she will notice that something is a bit off, right? Now, most women probably will actually know that maybe, I wonder if he likes me, you know. She may have an inkling, right, that you like her. So it's a good idea just to be honest and upfront to begin with. Like if you find a woman attractive and you'd really love to get to know her, right, in that way, in the romantic sense, then you need to ask her out, right? But the important thing to remember here is as well, though, if you ask her out, what do you think her response is going to be, right? If you can clearly see she's got a ring on her finger, right? If you already know that she's got a boyfriend, if for whatever reason she's got other things going on with her, like perhaps she's gay, I don't know, right, or you know whatever. Sometimes you can sort of tell, like if, yeah, you kind of have a feeling like, oh yeah, if I ask this woman out, I know she's going to say no, right? If that's the case, then it's better to just deal with that on your own, to not ask her out, because, you know, you want to have that, you don't want to be wasting time. There's no reason for you to get rejected, you know, for no reason, right? So you got to be acutely aware, basically, of how you feel like this person is going to respond. Now, it may be the case that you have no idea, right? And if you have no idea, then you might as well go and ask her out, right? You might as well do that. But if you think that, oh yeah, I'm not sure what she's going to say, I feel like she's not going to reciprocate, then it's better to just leave those women alone, right? If you know, for example, that you're not her type or something, you know, these kinds of things, right? But you don't want to be hiding behind any kind of mask and you're trying to be a friend first, right? Because your intentions really do matter. And there's a great book that I highly recommend by Mark Manson called Models, right? And his book really goes into that and why it's a good idea to be authentic. He even goes into an example where he was you know, trying to basically have sex with this woman, right? And she was like really wanting it, basically, right? And he had just come out of a breakup. He wasn't feeling right about it, and he just said to her, you know what? Can we just talk first, right? Because that's how he truly felt. Like, can we just be friends? You know, we'll just see how things go. He said something along those lines, and she was like, oh, okay. And then eventually they did have a more sexual relationship later on down the road. But he was being true to himself. He said what he actually felt. Right, now, a lot of guys may be thinking, well, that's the wrong thing to do. He should have just carried on having sex with her. But the point is that he wasn't being authentic to himself, and it didn't sit right with him at that time, right? And she could tell that he was being completely honest when he said, you know what, I'm not really feeling this. Can we just chat and have a talk? I didn't really want to be doing this, right? And he was being authentic. You know, sometimes being authentic means sometimes going against how you think and feel you should be acting, right? Sometimes being authentic means I just really got to be honest with this woman. I've really got to be honest with about this situation that we're in, right? And sometimes that is the best thing that you can do, because your intentions really do matter, and women can tell what your intentions are most of the time. Like, that's why sometimes women don't like guys who come across as creepy, right? Because basically they can tell that the reason why this guy is appearing creepy to them is because he's being inauthentic in some way. Like maybe he's being too nice, you know, because what he really feels is, oh, I'm attracted to you, but instead he's being like too nice, too like, you know, and is creeping her out, right? Now, of course, like some guys are actually just being creepy. Like there are some like weirdo guys, there's some weirdo women out there, and they just are creepy, right? There are just some creepy people out there, right? There's no denying that. But it's when a guy who isn't actually intentionally trying to be creepy can't help but be creepy because he's being inauthentic. So the best thing to do is when you like a woman, when you're interested in her, and if you feel like, yeah, there's a chance, I have a chance here, I feel like she could say yes, or I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure if she'll say yes, but at least it's not, oh yeah, she's definitely going to say no, right? But if you're unsure, and if you think, yeah, there could be a yes there, then it's best to just speak your truth and just go up to her and say, you know, I think you're really cute. I'd like to get to know you better. When are you free to hang out? When are you next available? Right? And that's what you say to her. And if she, you know, has some attraction towards you, or thinks you're cute, or is interested in you in some way, then she'll be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm free on Saturday, I'm free Sunday. I should give you all the times and dates she's available. And then all you have to do is just set up a date with her and just say, okay, great, how about we meet at Saturday, 8 o'clock, and at this place, right? And then you've got the ball rolling then, right? But you don't want to be inauthentic. You don't want to be trying to be a friend first and being basic, because sometimes people, you know, some guys, they go to the real extreme of this, and they're friends with her for not only just like a little while, just to test the waters, just to see if maybe they could find out if she's interested, but they do it for months or sometimes even years, and then it's like their emotions for this woman build up. Right, they build up so much that at some point they just explode all of their emotions on her. Right, they say, "Oh, I'm in love with you," or "I really, really like you," and you know, because maybe for example, let's say she starts dating a new guy, and then suddenly that kind of gets them into action and thinks, "Oh my God, I'm going to lose her because she's starting to date someone." Right, so I'm going to tell her that how I feel. Right, I'm going to tell her that I'm in love with her, that I really like her, and tell her to date me instead. But they've wasted all this time when they could have done that before. Right, and now they're having to say things like, oh, I'm really in love with you, to try and convince her, right, that she should be with him instead. Right, but you don't want to be wasting your life like that. You don't want to be wasting the weeks, the months, and the years on women, you know, who you're not even sure likes you in that way. So it's better to just, you know, get rid of all of that potential pain, right, of wasting all that potential time, and just be straight to the point and ask her out, like straight away when you feel like you're attracted to her, right? And what this is going to do is it's going to make you stand out. Like, even if she doesn't reciprocate, right, it's going to make you stand out, because usually most guys are not this bold, right? Most guys are not going to just speak how they feel, right? And say like, hey, look, I'm really into you. Or I think you're the most, I think you're just one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I'd love to take you out, right? Then a lot of guys are not going to be authentic in that way, right? A lot of guys do hide behind these masks and try to be friends first, right? But because you're acting differently and you're being bold and you're going for it, even if she doesn't reciprocate, she will be flattered and she will be impressed by the fact that you were so bold, and maybe that may even sway her to change her mind at some point down the future. So it's always going to be a benefit to you to be honest from the get-go, right? And be real with how you're feeling towards her, okay? So it's best to do that, you know, be direct and go to the point, you know, go straight to the point basically, because you will stand out against all these other guys. You will be different, right? And, you know, and if you do get rejected, right, the best thing to say, right, so let's say you ask a woman out and she's like, oh yeah, I'm not really that interested, or I'm sorry, can we just be friends, or something like that. All you have to just say is, hey, you know what, that's totally fine. You know, you take it as a compliment, right? And then you just move on with your life, and you move on to the next girl and the next woman that you feel that way about and that you have that attraction for, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like to get a coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.